Hello and a good day. Welcome into the Tuesday edition of Exiles TV. I'm Kevin Gallagher. Roy Fletcher over here sharing the stage with me as Bill Profita takes a little bit of time off this week after Thanksgiving. Roy, glad to have you with me. How are you?
I'm doing well, Kevin, and yourself?
Great. Before we get into political matters, because we got an election coming up this Saturday, we got an election that's undecided, a major event in the U.S. history, I believe, because of the appearance of some kind of chicanery, and I want to talk at length about that. Do you like stories of the weird and unexplained?
I do.
All right, you're going to love this. I'm going to have to put the
I'm glad you're bringing this up because I'm going to talk about some weird and unexplained too.
Yeah, because I think the election gets into the land of the weird and unexplained.
Yeah.
You remember the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Yes.
Remember the big monolith that appeared on Earth and gave knowledge to primitive man?
Yes.
In Utah, the Bureau of Land Management.
Yes, I've been watching.
Says
following this story.
Metallic monolith appeared in the middle of a pass through a canyon, and nobody knows where it came from, and it was embedded into the Earth.
Yes. But it disappeared.
Right.
It's gone. It's gone, and now there's one in Romania.
Exactly. The monolith disappeared as quickly as it appeared, and now another monolith has appeared in Romania.
Very similar to the one that disappeared in Utah.
I'd ask if anybody knows what Arthur C. Clarke is up to, but I think he passed away.
Yeah, I think he did. It's kind of a very strange occurrence, Kevin.
The strange thing about the vanishing from Utah is that it was embedded into the ground.
Yes.
Where it was, they said there was no sign that anything had been embedded in the ground.
Exactly.
The ground was like unmolested.
Yes.
Very strange. I don't know what the circumstances are in Romania, but I just like weird stuff like that.
It is 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so given the nature of what's happened this year, I'm not surprised at all.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it may be another dimension that you have to walk through in order to get
the dimension of sight and sound.
Yes, Rod Serling.
Let's talk about the weird and the unexplained. Someone asked me the other day on social media, how is it possible that Joe Biden could get millions more votes than Barack Obama got in 2012?
Well, we're going to do that in a moment, but I got a text from somebody a few moments ago, and I just read the
share it with us.
Yeah, it's a psychiatrist in California named Mark McDonald.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. McDonald says that the country has become delusionally or suffering from delusional psychosis because we don't need police anymore. We have people running around because of the coronavirus, snitching on everybody and telling everybody what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, we call them Karens in some sense.
Yes.
And I don't know what we call the guys, but the whole point why not? But the whole point of it is that these people are really people have really gone kind of crazy over and we don't even know if what we're doing as it relates to coronavirus, all of this lockdown, mask, all of that, we don't even know if the stuff is working at all. And it's I'm
going to go you one better and tell you that I honestly do not believe. I'm sorry. I do not believe that the masks actually can protect you completely from infecting someone if you're carrying the virus. There's a lot of people I think are wearing the mask that think that somehow the mask will protect them from you. Real early on when this mask thing started, I mean like back in March when the mask thing started, somebody got on and made a demonstration video of sneezing through various masks.
Yes, I've seen it.
Shot video of it with high-speed cameras.
Yes.
And you can see that those sneezes and coughs went right through about 10 of the average masks that we see people wearing every day.
Yes.
And that was back in March.
The other thing is that on the mask thing is that there's a recent study out of Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had 5,202 people they followed. And the result of the study was the mask didn't make a difference one iota as to whether or not these people were going to get or come in contact, whatever you would say, become infected with coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
And so And we know now, even the liberals are admitting that the lockdown stuff is insane, that our children are suffering as it relates to not being in schools and that sort of thing when they lock down. And old folks are literally, they're passing away. I mean, they call it coronavirus, but frankly, it's probably being lonely, that they can't see people and they can't deal with people. And if they're in nursing homes, their families can't come see them. And so this whole notion of a delusional psychosis fits exactly what it seems to me, it is a very simple way to explain what the hell we're going through.
Well, it's crazy to me because here we are 8.5 months down the road from when this thing started, nearly a full 10 months down the road from where this thing started, and it's no better. We're in a third wave. If the masks worked, then why didn't they work?
Everything would be fine.
Yeah,
but the truth.
But what we're being told is, well, not enough of you are wearing them.
Yeah, that's right. And then in states that are open, like Florida, the third wave is not nearly as significant as it is in places like California.
Why is that? Are more of them immune, do you think?
Maybe so.
Or at least resistant?
Or maybe people have got good sense and know how to handle themselves when they have something called freedom, liberty. I mean, maybe people aren't as dumb as these medical experts and elites and experts want us to think, or they think anyway.
Well, I think that they think that we're livestock and we need to be told what.
Well, absolutely.
That we need to be told everything.
So on that line, I had this kind of prepared in my head, so you'll have to stick with me a little bit. That's why I like your odd story. What did CNN break yesterday? CNN exclusive. Vast trove of leaked documents shows China underreported COVID-19 numbers and took weeks to diagnose new cases and didn't disclose a December flu spike in one of the provinces.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, this is CNN reporting this?
They got their guy in now, so they can start telling us the truth.
Absolutely. And I must tell you that these people poo-pooed on Trump when he said that at the time, because he did say it, and he said it over and over a number of times. And the American public sit there and bought that hook, line, and sinker about China.
But of course, nobody over here in the good old USA would lie about any of these numbers, would they?
No, absolutely.
Would they? No, never happened. Roy, we're going to take a quick break, take care of some business. We'll be right back with more of Exiles TV. Stay there, please.
Taste the feeling.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Melanie has exactly what it takes to be passionate, to be knowledgeable, to be thorough.
Melanie has a passion for doing the right thing for families, even when the right thing might be difficult.
And I think that's best exemplified by the thousands of hours of pro bono work that she does.
And even after 30 years of practicing law, Melanie still has that fire.
Melanie Newcomb Jones, Court of Appeal.
Hey now. fire in your eyes, but you can't keep it in your heart. 'Cause misery loves company. 'Cause misery loves company. Cold and hungry like a dog in the street. I get a raw deal every one.
Exiles TV returns. Bill Profita taking a few days off. He returns to us next Monday. My guest co-host is Roy Fletcher, political analyst extraordinaire, and Roy and I co-host a radio program called Fletch Nation. It's heard on 9 radio stations across the state of Louisiana, including 107.3 here in Baton Rouge, KPEL in Lafayette. And if you're in the New Orleans area, especially the east side, you want to listen to WSLA in Slidell to catch Fletch Nation. You know, because this program hits about
it's
23.
a nice upset.
Yeah, it hits about 23 parishes all across southern Louisiana, from about Jennings all the way to the Mississippi state line.
We're proud of it.
Yeah, man.
So to continue our oddball and strange and
Very
delusional
strange.
psychosis, the Daily Beast editor-in-large. Daily Beast is a website, a news website. It's very, very well known. The editor in charge is one Mr. Rick Wilson. Have you heard of him, right?
Yes, I have.
Lincoln Project, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. He says that what we need to do now is to humiliate and incarcerate Trump supporters nationwide.
Wow, 70 million people.
That's what he has suggested. In short, he perhaps wants some people killed.
Wow. Wasn't there a time in U.S. history not so long ago when there was this country, well, in the world history, where there was this country that encouraged their citizens to rat on people if they weren't doing saying the right thing, and then they wanted to round up all the people that they didn't think answered to the right description?
He says humiliation, incarceration, and even ritualistic suicides. That's what he suggests for Trump.
Why isn't he being canceled for that kind of rhetoric? The cancel culture should go right after him.
You think that might qualify?
Well, no, because he's on the right side. He's on the correct side of the fence.
That's correct.
For them.
That's right. But do you think that might qualify for cancel culture?
Look,
no, but
if Kathy Griffin had her career set back 5 years by holding up a fake bloody head, that should be at least good.
She didn't have it set back. It was not going anywhere anyway.
Well, okay, you're right about that.
But anyway, all right. So that's the oddball stuff. Then we get to the big oddball thing, which is the election.
Yep, and magical votes.
Magic votes. Yes.
They just popped up out of nowhere. I guess they were votes from the land of Narnia, or I don't know
or maybe perhaps the thing that they found in Utah and Romania, that the votes were manufactured in that.
Help me out with facts here on some of this. Now, as I understand it, Georgia said the reason that they had to shut down counting at one point of the night was because they had a water main break or something.
That's correct.
Or was that in Philly?
No, that was in Atlanta.
County.
That was in Fulton County.
Okay.
And now
they find no evidence that any such thing.
There's no evidence whatsoever.
No such thing happened.
Yeah. Georgia's interesting because a federal judge, Sidney Powell, bought an order to seize the machines and not touch the machines. And a federal judge, Tom Batten, I believe he was, he ruled, that's a good idea. This is a couple of days ago. We won't touch the machines. An hour later, he says, oh, no, I'm rejecting that order. I'm rescinding that order. And an hour after that, he comes back and says, okay, that's a good idea. Wow. So, there's 3 counties that they're interested in: Gwinnett, DeKalb, and I think Cherokee counties. The interesting part about it is, and Fulton. Interesting part about it is while they went back to get the third decision from the judge. In that space of a couple of hours, the server went missing in Fulton County. Somebody went in and took the server.
What an amazing coincidence.
Now it's so amazing and it's so interesting because that had happened in Georgia before when who was Secretary of State running the elections? Brian Kemp. And it became a very big scandal in Georgia, or to some extent of a scandal, that happened. And suddenly it happens again. And this time he's governor. Anybody would like to care to suggest that that's not odd?
I don't want to speculate here.
I don't want to get way out there either. Yeah, but I mean,
there's just too many. There's too many convenient coincidences.
And you would think that in the state of Georgia, given the Senate races coming up on January 5th, that they would be interested in sort of keeping the election system under control or managing it properly. Not so. No, not so. We're not going to do that.
Now, I've also read some material from different sources that says that at the time that the places that did shut down the count, the states that shut down the count, at the time that they shut them down, Trump was ahead in every single one of them.
Yes. And yesterday, Rand Paul even made that even more, asserted something even more delicious to it. That apparently that the wave of votes coming in for Biden all came in these states at the same time. In other words, he apparently did a time study and found that they were basically within a minute or two of each other.
In other words, okay, dump them.
Dump them. Yeah. How many do you need and where?
Yeah. How many do you need? How short are you? Okay, dump them.
And so that really adds to the mystery of this whole thing. And in yesterday's hearing in Arizona, which you don't hear about because you don't see it on mainstream media, there was a massive dump of evidence out there to the Arizona legislature, and now there is a move underfoot in Arizona to basically say we're going to allow the legislature to pick the Electoral College delegates.
Wow.
So if and we don't, I don't know that that's going to happen in reality or not, but there are people out there talking about it now. If that happens, then there's going to be real questions in other states. Look here, this is amazing. In 2018, when Trump was off the ballot, the Republicans lost 40 House seats. In 20, when he's on the ballot, they hold every House seat. They gain 12 House seats. They make massive inroads in state legislatures all over the country. And up to this point, and I'll say it up to this point, they've retained the Senate. So, but yet, what happened? We know that this all occurred, but Trump lost.
Yeah.
That's the oddest thing I've ever heard.
All these GOP victories across the country in various places, but nevertheless, the Republican incumbent president loses, and by a comfortable margin.
Yeah, I'll give you a couple of more things.
But I've already had my friends that are on the left just say, that's just testament to how much individuals, including Republicans, hate Trump. They just hate Trump.
I recognize that, except for one problem, and that is that he ran so strongly with Republicans. Okay, so here's a couple other little oddball things. Of the top 58 bellwether counties since 2000, Trump won 51 by an average of 15 points. Biden won 7 by an average of 4 points. Of 19 best indicators for 40 years, best indicators of who's going to win, Trump won 18 of them. He was ahead in 18. I mean, you cannot think that there's something not odd about this election. Whether or not it was massive fraud, I think you can make a case that the mail-in ballots were in fact a precursor to massive fraud. Because, let's take one thing, in the state of Pennsylvania, 1.8 million ballots were sent out, mail-in ballots. 1.8 million were sent out, and 2.5 million mail-in ballots were received. Now somebody printed 700,000 ballots, and somebody voted them. I don't know how
Somebody made counterfeit ballots.
And the argument is, no court has accepted, they've rejected all of that evidence. No court has even heard the evidence.
Yeah.
Because any of the cases that have occurred been kicked out basically on procedural grounds.
Yep. I don't even want to hear the evidence.
Yeah,
Tossed.
you're out. Let's take, for example, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. This is a big case because it's going to go to the United States Supreme Court, I think. I think they'll accept it. Maybe not, but I think they will. In that case, there's an act called Act 77 in Pennsylvania that was passed that created mail-in ballots. And right after the act was passed, a lawsuit was filed against it and said, it's going to create a lot of fraud. Court said, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court said, no. We don't know that. We don't know that. This case is too early. And then when after the election, they went back to the Supreme Court on the same act, and they said, well, you're too late. First you were too early, then you were too late. Where I'm from, we just call that, what that amounts to is, to summarize it, is we're going to screw you either way we can. And that's basically the bottom line.
I'm laughing because I mustn't cry. We're going to take another quick break, take care of some business, and Exiles TV with guest host Roy Fletcher. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down.
Taste the feeling.
Credentials, experience, and dedication matter when you're hiring someone. My 30 years in the practice of all areas of the law, my extensive appellate experience, certification as a family law specialist, leadership in our local bar association speak to my unequaled legal credentials. My thousands of hours of pro bono legal work demonstrate my dedication. I seek to serve, not for promotion, not for politics, but to honorably serve each of you.
Melanie Newcomb-Jones, Court of Appeal.
Surprise, something good has finally happened in 2020. Yours truly, the Clarence Bugg Show, gets to be with you every day of the week. That's right, 11 to 12 every weekday. And of course, the Exiles right in front of yours truly from 10 to 11, yours truly 11 to 12. So now it's appointment viewing. 5 days a week here on the Pelican. The Clarence Bugg Show. The only thing missing is you.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
driving.
Right now, during the Team Honda Upgrade event, get a new 20 Accord Sport for just $309 a month with no money down, no first payment, and no security deposit. It's time to upgrade to your new Honda at Louisiana's #1 new car dealer, Team Honda on Segan Lane.
Hey, here we go, just days before Election Day here, and joining me to talk about some political matters, both national and local, is Roy Fletcher, political analyst and the host of Fletch Nation, heard on radio stations each and every week here all across Louisiana. So thanks for being with me. Did you see any of the recent mayoral ads? I'm going to toot our own horn for just a second.
I'm going to go there. One more thing I want to make about
please go ahead.
The delusion, psychotic delusion that we're having. Here's something that I've gotten in arguments with people about, and I've been really lectured about pretty hard by other people.
And they tell you that you want people to die, right?
Well, yeah, right, exactly. Oh, well, it's better to have them living than die. Surveys. This is NPR now. NPR, unbelievable.
NPR is the mouthpiece for the Democratic National Committee.
Yeah, lockdown city. Surveys are finding more depression among students. Shocking. A psychotherapist advises parents to check in often with their children, listen closely, and set routines. Okay, so that's what. But the whole point is that depression is growing among students, and to say to people, hey, maybe it's these masks, and they go to if they can go to school, they got to wear those masks 8 hours a day, and if they don't go to school, they got to sit around a damn game machine, whatever we call it, those, PS.
Electronic screen, yep.
Yeah, and all that crap. Yeah, I mean, no wonder they're depressed.
And it's not just the kids.
No, it's everybody.
Yeah. Everybody, you're being told, well, you may be turned away from a restaurant because they've got more than 50% capacity right now, and they won't have a table for you for a half an hour. You may be just getting into an evening with friends at a local watering hole, and they tell you, it's 11 o'clock, we got to close. Now,
because the virus comes out at 11 o'clock.
Still waiting for Governor John Bel Edwards to explain why the virus gets more lethal after 11 p.m.
And why it gets more lethal when people walk up to the bar than sit at the table.
Here's my thing, and as I said, I actually, before the show, I went into the kitchen back here and tried to see if they had any aluminum foil, and I told Marty, our cameraman, I was going to make a hat right here on TV. But here's my thing, and you see this in Facebook memes, so I'm not the only one who thinks it. This entire exercise since March has been about control and how much you'll give up voluntarily because authority figures tell you to / ask you to. Now, they're asking you to, but they weren't asking you to. They were telling you had to. But they put it in a way of, as Roy said, they put it in a context of where if you offer any resistance or any question, then you obviously want people to get this disease and die.
Absolutely.
So
that's all you care about.
You're a rotten, terrible person if you want businesses to be open.
And by the way, it's extended now. I've read several articles on the left that what we need now are lockdowns for climate change, and so on and so forth.
What?
Yes, I'm telling you that's
if it works for COVID, it'll work for anything.
Well, if they will lock down and won't fight back, then guess what? It's simple. Just lock it all down. We'll solve every problem there is.
Yep. Just just tell everybody they have to remain home, and good luck to you if you don't know how to work from home.
Yeah. Or if your job, requires you to be out.
I predicted back in the spring that when we got this far into the year, we'd still be in it.
Yeah, you did.
Because I didn't feel like the governor and other governors were going to want to give up that amount of control. I think that John Bel Edwards is drunk with the power. I said it.
He and a lot of other governors are drunk with the power, and not just Democrats. Mike DeWine in Ohio. You can name a couple of Republican governors that are crazy as hell.
For every one of them, you've got a guy like Ron DeSantis that says our state can't continue like this.
That's correct.
Open up.
The woman in South Dakota,
Kristi Noem. You got the governor of Mississippi. I understand Mississippi has gone back into some kind of controls of some kind, but I'm not entirely sure. And that's terrible because they're only an hour from here, and I got relatives in Mississippi. So this whole thing, though, is about control. The mask is a piece of cloth. It's crude, but if you're standing next to a guy and you both got a pair of jeans on and underpants, and he lets break some wind, and you smell it, ask yourself if a piece of cloth over his face is going to protect you from anything.
Lord have mercy.
I mean, that's crude, but there it is. But it's all been about wear the mask, and so we have this entire nation running around now. There have been studies showing that it depersonalizes us. That when we can't see all of someone's face, we tend not to think of them as a person. We don't tend to interact.
That's correct.
The other day at the grocery store, I just took my mask off. Got up to pay. The girl was so sweet as she was ringing me up. I just took my mask off. I said, "Damn it, I don't care. I'm here. I'm paying you. You're not going to kick me out when there's money changing hands, are you?" And we had a nice little conversation while she was ringing up my groceries.
What store was that, Kevin?
I don't want to get her in trouble. Of course,
okay,
I
I'm
won't say her
sorry.
name. It was Albertsons.
Okay, good.
I've been shopping at Albertsons for 22 years. And
now we know where Kevin shops.
I know some of these people, and I know them well. And it's like I'd like to have conversations with them. They're the people that take care of me. And we're losing that. And we're becoming more and more coarse. I've noticed political discourse.
Absolutely.
Whether you think Trump won or whether you're convinced that Biden won, the political discourse is getting uglier and nastier. And as you said, now we got people like this Wilson character saying the people that supported Trump should be ostracized.
Not ostracized. I didn't say that. I said they should be humiliated. They should be thrown into education camps, or they should commit ritualistic suicides.
Commit ritualistic suicide.
Okay, would you please stop?
Don't put words in Roy's mouth.
Ostracize. Come on, that's minor to what I'm talking about. Good Lord.
Where do we go when we got racial discourse like this? Here's the big question, Roy. Do you think it's possible we'll see some kind of an ideological civil war within the next 10 to 15 years?
I don't know, Kevin. I mean,
just give up and let the left have it.
Here's the one thing we know, is that the only way that the coronavirus thing is going to get under control and is...
I, Joe Biden, do solemnly swear.
Well, that plus the vaccine that Donald Trump has...
no, that's going to be the Joe Biden vaccine.
I know, but let's deal with it. That was the Trump administration, and it was one of the most... Scientifically, I think it was probably one of the more profound things we've ever seen. I mean, and if it cures this, it's great. Now, or if whatever it does to it, prevents it, whatever the case may be. But you ask a question, and I think that there is an argument to be made that the left absolutely will want to punish, and will want to ostracize, and will want to humiliate, and will want to economically harm people that were for Trump. Absolutely. I find it ridiculous. I find it horrible. But the fact is
I find it un-American.
It's absolutely outrageously un-American. But the fact is, I think that's where we're headed. Now, you look back under the 8 years of Obama, there was nobody that did that. Nobody on the right said to harm people that way. Nobody made that argument, but here we are, and we got this situation.
And a tense situation it is.
Yes, it is. And so,
I'm seeing friendships break up about it. I'm seeing family relationships that we just recently had a holiday, and the general rule is we were discussing our Christmas holiday. It's like, so we're all going to get together. We're going to and we're making our plans. And we had to say, now, politics is off the table, right? And everybody had to agree, yes, politics is off the table. Okay, because if you bring it up, I'm going to call you on it, because I'm not going to bring it up. And, I'm the guy who does the TV show and was a talk radio host. And I'm the guy who's supposed to be always bringing it up, but I'm the ones that at the family gatherings goes, do we have to talk about this now?
You're a fine leader, Kevin.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a fine leader. I'm basically a coward, and I hate arguments.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I don't like arguing with my mommy.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to argue with your mom.
No, not if you can help it anyway. And especially over something like you have no control of.
Exactly. All right, we're going to take another break here. Take care of some business. Roy Fletcher is our guest co-host, and we'll be back with more of Roy's insights in just minutes here. This is Exiles TV.
Bellello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Bellello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
By all standards, he is a champion for consumers. Because of Public Service Commissioner Eric Scrametta, our utility rates are 35% less than the national average, the lowest in all of America. He saved ratepayers over $8 billion. Commissioner Scrametta brought us more reliable power plants and energy-efficient solar fields. Public Service Commissioner Eric Scrametta. Keep the commissioner who keeps our rates low.
Melanie has exactly what it takes to be passionate, to be knowledgeable, to be thorough.
Melanie has a passion for doing the right thing for families, even when the right thing might be difficult.
And I think that's best exemplified by the thousands of hours of pro bono work that she does.
And even after 30 years of practicing law, Melanie still has that fire.
Melanie Newcomb Jones, Court of Appeal.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
I owed the IRS $10,000. The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
You caught me tippy typing in. I was doing a little quick search on some stuff. Roy Fletcher is our guest co-host and for Bill Profita. And Roy, I want to thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
We've got
a great honor.
We've got some state elections undecided still out there.
Do we? Yes, we do. I'm joking.
We got some Senate houses, some Senate and some House seats still in runoffs.
We have a House of Representatives seat in Northeast Louisiana. Mm-hmm. Lance Harris and you know the fellows.
Luke Letlow is his name. Luke Letlow. He's a young fellow who has worked quite a bit in Congress, but only as a congressional aide. He's never held an elected office.
That actually started with.
Or has he held an elected office?
No, he started with. I met Luke in Lee Fletcher's congressional race in the early 2000s, and then he went on to work for Bobby Jindal and then an oil company, and then he ended up working for Ralph Abraham in Congress. He's a nice young man, and then Lance Harris has been a business guy down in Alexandria and so on and so forth. They're both Republican, and stylistically they're different, but it appears that Letlow was able to put together a lot of the established Republican money in Washington, and he has an edge because of that, and probably that'd be my guess. He'd probably win the election.
Yeah,
that's my guess. It's a guess, but that's my guess. I don't have any real insight or inside knowledge about what the polling suggests and so on and so forth.
Well, some writers and pundits have speculated that, and I have no ill will against Lance Harris, but some people consider him an old school type Louisiana politician.
Yes, that's correct.
And they think that our state is ready to move on from that kind of representation, especially when we're sending somebody to Washington. We don't want to send them an old school scoundrel from back in the bayou. We want somebody that's fresh and sharp and understands how Washington works.
Yeah, that seems to be sort of an argument. On the other hand, I don't know that Lance is a scoundrel or what. It's just that stylistically they're very different, and I think that's the point you're making.
But as we go into the runoff, it does seem like the challenger. Well, it's wide open, so they're both.
Yeah, Luke seems to have the advantage, and the advantage is money.
Well, I know we're seeing in other cities other than Baton Rouge, but this Baton Rouge mayoral race is big because it's for who gets to run the state's most populous parish and the state capital.
Yes, and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have endorsed Mayor Broome.
Well, is that a surprise?
No, it's not a surprise, except that why is Joe Biden and Kamala Harris endorsing Mayor Broome? I don't quite get that, but whatever the reason it may be.
Solidarity. Plus, I think
it may be because of Cedric Richmond's proximity to the president.
But come on.
To Biden.
When they do that, it's like, hey, we got a mayoral race down here in Baton Rouge. Will you endorse the incumbent? And they go, yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, why not?
She's endorsed.
She's a Democrat too, running against the Republican,
right?
Steve Carter. So it makes that much sense. If it makes anything else, it has been a very dull and unexciting runoff. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm speaking out of turn by saying that. I don't find it to be of real interest at all, and I think that benefits the mayor.
I think low voter turnout definitely benefits.
Well,
the mayor.
I do too, but and I think that the fact that there has been a PAC out there that has made some attacks on Broome, so on and so forth, but there has not been any real distinguishing moments in this runoff that says, oh boy, this is getting hot, this is going to be real good. I mean, it's just kind of floated by, and nobody's paid any real attention. And look at the early voting numbers. They suggest to you exactly what I'm saying. There's not much of a turnout.
During a campaign, it is more interesting if there's some verbal punches thrown.
Well,
if you
it
know
needs
what I mean.
to be if you
and some fireworks.
If you're drawing a distinction.
But if you're an old school Republican, you're running against a woman, and you're running against an African American woman. Don't you think the candidate's going to feel like I got to kind of be polite and even-handed here? I can't be saying inflammatory things.
No, I mean, I think just I don't say inflammatory, but I do think that there's basic distinctions, or there should be, between the candidates, and if there is, it's incumbent upon somebody, particularly the challenger, to draw those distinctions. What are they? And what I mean, she is all up into COVID regulation, lockdown, businesses, all of that. I mean, that's a basic distinction that Steve Carter has not made.
She had set up a snitch hotline before the state did.
Yeah. Hey, what is that? What is that? Delusional psychosis. Am I wrong?
I think that's
snitch hotline.
I think that's worth mentioning that the mayor had
hotline.
The mayor had set up a snitch hotline before the state did.
Yes. So there you go. I mean, so I think that it was incumbent upon Steve Carter to make that case against her, and he has not done that in any kind of forceful way. And there ought to be a difference in vision about where this city needs to go in order for this city to prosper and to grow and to be something other than what it seems to be right now, which is sort of caught in a rut. I hate to say it, but and particularly economically, caught in a rut.
Mm-hmm.
it makes no sense to me what's happened in this runoff.
Well, again, I said yesterday on the program that I wasn't going to tell anybody how I thought they should vote, but I can tell you what my feelings are. If you've been elected into an office and you're now running for your second term and you have virtually nothing to show for your first term, that's bad. Okay, can I just say that in generics? If you've got nothing to show, no progress, no ground gained, headed in the right direction at the end of your first term, yet you're asking for the second one, that to me is not a good thing to run on. Hey, I know I haven't done diddly yet, but vote for me anyway.
And here's the point I would make to you, Kevin. Yeah, that's correct. Except it's also incumbent upon the challenger to make that case, and to make it strongly, and to make it in aggressively, and that has not really happened. And we got some PAC, third-party money, talking about something on TV, but where is the candidate? And where is the distinctions? And when is that going to be drawn? And when are we going to have a debate on Thursday night, I think?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, please. I mean, I would strongly recommend that somebody say something.
By the way, this will be the only one-on-one televised debate between these two candidates.
And that should not have been either, because Carter could have taken this to her and demanded that each station give and do a debate like this. I just think that this was a very lackadaisical kind of let's hope they all go to sleep deal. And the problem is, I think that Carter thought, oh boy, we'll get good Republican turnout and they won't get good Democratic turnout. Well, guess what? Y'all misjudged that if by the early voting, because African American turnout is about 46% of the early vote.
I've always said Democrats do a much better job of turning their base out for an election than the Republicans do.
Absolutely. In this situation, particularly. And when there's no clear distinction being made in this race. I got a piece of mail that said, don't snooze or you'll lose because liberals will win. Okay, what? I mean, come on. Tell me something.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me something.
Well, it's interesting. That's another question I had for you. Are you seeing an increasing trend of candidates letting the PACs do the dirty work of the campaigning? Well, they themselves kind of remain above it, and they're kind of friendly and nice, and never really, throw out any fireworks of their own. They let the political action committees do that.
Yeah, because candidates don't like to have. They don't like what I'm talking about. But the fact is that people are pretty smart. That's what a lot of people in my business don't get. People are not. They may not know the details of everything, but they understand what's to their benefit. And one of the things they know is what this PAC stuff is now. That's a game that politicians are playing to avoid talking about the other candidate. Mm-hmm. And because of that, but who is the candidate in this country that literally took on everything in the world? He was a guy that talked about everybody right to their face and didn't care, frankly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's why everybody hates him.
That's why everybody
hates him, because he dares look you in the eye and tell you what he thinks.
What he thinks and what he's going to do and who he's going to have to run over to get it done. Mm-hmm. That's the deal.
We're going to take another break, our last one of the hour, and when we get back, did our own Senator Bill Cassidy urge Trump to concede? We'll have the facts in just a moment.
Caught spiders. Premier Pest Services.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer welcomes you to our biggest clearance sale of the year, the Happy Honda Days sales event. Get year-end clearance pricing on over 900 new Hondas, plus a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Honda. Save thousands on your new Honda right here at Team Honda.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bug Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Hello, welcome back, Exiles TV. Hey, coming up later in the week, we're going to talk with some professional musicians. They've been guests on the program before. We're going to talk about the plight of people who try to make a living entertaining you when the governor won't let them. There's no live music allowed anywhere.
No, and by the way, there's been a big controversy about that. I think this week there's a new song put out by Eric Clapton. He's doing it. It's a Van Morrison tune, and it's about ending lockdown so musicians can play to live audiences. And Clapton has come under searing attack by the left.
Well, the left.
And they even pulled out remarks he made when he was on heroin back in the early 70s when he was playing on stage when he went off on something, and they have drugged that up. And they want to make
Eric because Clapton, everybody should be judged by something they said when they were
50
on drugs
years
50 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, Eric Clapton is a mean old man now. Really? Yeah, okay.
Well,
that's
there's
fine.
an old, I can't remember who to attribute the quote to, but there's a quote that said, everybody is born liberal, and the older they get, the more conservative they become.
Well, yeah.
Okay, I posed this question. I had someone ask me about this. They were expressing their disdain for Senator Bill Cassidy, and they weren't coming right out and saying. They were just saying, I'm done with you, Bill Cassidy. I'm done. And so I asked the person privately, outside of the public conversation on Facebook, why are you upset with Bill Cassidy? Because, I've always kind of thought Dr. Cassidy was a cool guy, I like him. He's a frequent guest on the radio show, Turns out Bill Cassidy is one of the highest-ranking Republicans on Capitol Hill to call for the president to concede.
Then he said what?
Well, here's one tweet. I'm going to read you directly from a tweet from his personal Twitter account. With Michigan certifying its results, Joe Biden has over 270 electoral college votes. President Trump's legal team has not presented evidence of the massive fraud which would have had to be present to overturn the election. I voted for President Trump, but Joe Biden won.
Okay.
In another tweet, he says that, we need to get on with this for this. The transition should begin for the sake of the country. Another quote from Senator Cassidy.
So he's trying to have it both ways.
Well, this is disappointing to me, and I thought he was also, Senator, there hasn't really been enough time for any of the evidence to be presented, especially when we got judges who go, I don't even want to see your evidence. We have liberal judges who refuse to see the evidence.
Actually, we've had a couple of conservatives who have refused to see the evidence.
Yeah, and what is that? If you've got any judge should be willing to see the evidence. If you say you've got evidence, he should at least be willing to take a look at it and go, this is crap, or say, you're onto something here.
Well, procedurally, the Trump campaign got into a couple of quagmires, and finally, I think that over the last week they started to get out of them.
Roy, we're down to our last 30 seconds, and I'm sorry to leave you hanging like that in the middle of a thought, but TV waits for no man. Thank you so much for being with us today.
My pleasure, and an honor.
Will you do it again?
Always.
All right, Roy Fletcher in for Bill Profita. That is our show, and we thank you so much for watching. Please, on Saturday, if you haven't already early voted, please don't forget to get out and take care of that vote. It's very important, especially in East Baton Rouge Parish. There's a constitutional amendment. It needs a no vote.
Oh?
It's just my opinion. See you later. Take care. God bless.